Okay, final question for today. Merja, thank you for answering my INFP questions about the 3-year-old inner child in the past. You're very welcome. I'm really getting the insight that I shouldn't engage him for more than a few minutes at a time, and that developmentally he was told not to think while he was very little. I had such experience in alcoholic family I grew up in, and started to grow up rather late. That said, I would like to know more about my 10-year-old introverted sensing child. I do worry and dread a lot about near future. I dread having to go to class to teach, and the end of the summer break, dread having to go back to work. I read that all of that comes from my negative memories from the past. I also become too sentimental and nostalgic about that past, how our kids used to be so sweet, how I missed that dog that passed away, etc. Understandable. And feel rather sad and depressed about life in general. To make long question short, how should I work with this child so that I don't dread the future nor feel sad about the good things that passed so much? Thank you as ever, Hide. So Hide, thank you so much for this question. What a beautiful question. And I just want to commend you on your clear maturity around really wanting to embrace these inner children and to be there for them, to offer them as much support as you possibly can. And this is, I think you voiced a lot of things that INFPs, more mature INFPs, wonder about and muse about. You come to the realization that you can get depressed or sad around things that are no longer, nostalgic, and you can feel like, you might even be, this is something a lot of our other INFPs have said to me, is, I feel like I'm wasting time being nostalgic about things and not focusing on what I could be doing right now or today, or could be doing going forward into the future. So I just want to say I hear you, and you're not alone with this one. It's a very, very usual occurrence with more mature INFPs. So you were saying, how should I work with this child to so that I don't dread the future nor feel sad about the good things that passed? One thing that is really profound for more mature INFPs who are struggling with this particular challenge that you are struggling with is to make it a priority in your life to daily create good memories, so that you actually take the kind of the loneliness and the sense of past or sense of loss, and you stop that particular downward spiral and start building it upward to more positive experience for the 10-year-old. So you make sure that you prioritize for every day of your life that you do something, create some kind of system or some kind of tradition for yourself that is positive in nature, so that you get to feel you get to build like a history of positive things, consistent history of positive things. And what that does for the inward facing sensor part of you, your 10-year-old historian, is they start to look back more fondly and then projecting the good memories into the future, creating even more good memories. So it's almost like this, you either spiral downward into negativity with the historian, or you spiral upward into positivity with the historian, upward to a place where your positive history propels you forward, as opposed to your negative history pedaling you backwards away from things. So when you're going to school, when you're going back to school after summer break, or you're starting starting to teach a class, even though you don't initially want to do it, when your historian is in a more positive expectational space, you actually start really looking forward to doing those things and just powering through and showing up really present and everything. But it takes a little bit of engaging that pioneer to teach the 10-year-old historian to look for the positives in the situation, as well as a little bit of the 3-year-old, the executive part of you, to make sure that you book it in every day, that you make good memories every day. And then when you start to do that, as I said, you start this positive upward spiral, which then starts propelling you forward. Was that helpful? Did that answer your question? Do you have more questions on that? I love your questions, Hida. It's great to answer them. It's great to have this back and forth, what feels like to me, even though we're doing it in this format. But thank you for asking those questions, and let me know how that feels for you. All right. Anybody need any more help with things? Send us an email. If you're thinking about, hey, I could be working with a mentor, send us an email at desk@infxproject.com. And I will personally, if I'm not away, I will personally make sure that I will try and match you up with the best possible mentor for you. Okay. Thanks everyone for today's session. It has been amazing to be here with you today, and I will speak to you real soon. Have a great week, everyone. Talk to you next week.